I want to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakaha Kwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. And salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So, this is an article I want to get into real quick. It says terrorist threats to U.S. have reached whole other levels. FBI warns. Terrorist threats been going on with the U.S. for a while now. I believe a few months ago they also put out a warning about threats to U.S. But not just terrorist threat. Threats of nuclear war, threats of a missile being shot over into the U.S. I remember Vladimir Putin mentioned that if the U.S. was to send more military funding to the Ukraine, that they were going to send a missile killing thousands of people in the U.S. So America's been getting threat a lot lately since this conflict been going on with Russia and Ukraine. Now, I'm pretty sure that threats has been happening, for a long while, but it's become more intensified, since the war in Russia, Ukraine, since the war in Israel and Palestine and Israel and Hamas and etc. Threats has been intensified lately towards the U.S. So terrorist threats towards the U.S. have reached a whole other level from the already situation before the October 7th attack by Hamas on Israel and its response. FBI Director Christopher Wray said Tuesday, "You've seen a veritable rogue gallery of foreign terrorist organization calling for terrorist attacks against us in a way that we haven't seen in a long, long time." The head of the Federal Bureau of Investigation told the House Intelligence Committee in an annual presentation on the biggest worldwide threats facing the U.S. Well, that's according to scriptures, man. That's according to the scriptures, because when you go into the book of Ezekiel, the 7th chapter, going into the 4th verse, the scriptures talk about, great evils to come. Bad times are coming. Troublesome times are coming. So these threats that's going out to the U.S. about, let me see here, about terrorist acts and terrorist threats, etc., is all through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And it's bound to happen because the U.S. have a lot of enemies, man. When you have generated so many enemies, eventually you will be getting threats, right? So it says, Way, speaking alongside other top U.S. intelligence officials, said the FBI is also concerned about the risk of violent attacks by lone actors inspired by calls from violence from the Middle East, especially Iran, man. Iran, they'll sit on there on live television and burn the U.S. flag, man. So that should tell you a lot. That should tell you a lot. When you had the president Kim Jong-un a few years back that was threatening the U.S. with nuclear attack, all that also refers back to the scriptures where it says, "Have you become weak as we? Have you become weak as we?" Because now you're getting threats by nations you wasn't originally getting threatened by. You weren't originally getting threatened by North Korea until Kim Jong-un have been put in that presidential seat. Now, since Kim Jong-un is in that presidential seat, not that long ago he threatened the U.S. Not that long ago he was actually what they call it. I want to say baiting the U.S., but more like teasing the U.S. and the lack of a better terminology. But he actually had jets that would damn near fly close to the U.S. border or close close with another U.S. Not the U.S. border, close to like a U.S. base, and he will also have jets like fly by U.S. aircrafts, man. So Kim Jong Un, man, he was testing the floor of the water, man. He was testing the floor of the water. So with threats going out like that, man, you can see that there's moves being made, man. Attentions are high, man. Attentions are very high, and you can see that we're coming to an end of a kingdom. This is an end of a kingdom. This is showing how weak a kingdom have gotten, especially when you had nations like North Korea threaten this place with a nuclear attack. When you got nations like Iran now threatening this place, you got all these things happening because this place has become weak. Its power structure is crumbling. But the one that's going to bring this place to its destruction is the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. The scriptures tell you that the Lord gathereth the nations, right? So I want to grab this real quick because I quoted it earlier. So Ezekiel 7 and 3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and I will destroy Salakia, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abomination. Mine eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh, power and evil, and only evil behold is come, and the end is come, the end is come, it watches for thee, behold, it is come. So with these threats coming out, this goes to show you that one, this place is losing power. Second, its foundation is breaking. Its foundation is breaking. Its power is crumbling beneath it. And the Lord said, "What? Your enterprise shall not come into pass. Your enterprise shall not come to pass." Right? You're gonna be able to bring in about the MOTB, the Charagma, but your plan of rebuilding, right, isn't going to come to fruition. So let's go into this article again. So it says, this is a time not for panic, but for heightened vigilance, given the risk. Way said, well, you should be panicking, man. This isn't a time to just be chilling and relaxing. You should be panicking, right? You got right now, people's minds are more focused on just getting paid and paying their bills, man. These people aren't really worried about what's about to take place. They're not worried about these threats. Were they worried about these threats when they bombed New York years back? Were people worried about threats then? People ain't worried about this shit, man. You got a small minute of people that's worried about this. That's concerned. But the people that are worried about it are people that are building bunkers and getting bug out bags and getting ready to jump in their trucks and hit the road, man. Those are the people that's more concerned about it. These people out here ain't concerned about it. They're partying, clubbing, man. They partying, clubbing, committing adultery, getting married because it have to happen, right? You're gonna have people that's not gonna pay attention because it's prophesied for them not to pay attention, because the scriptures tell you what they shall be eating, drinking, and making marriage, and then the flood came in, right? They were eating, drinking, making marriage, and then the flood came in. So there's gonna be people that's not going to be paying attention. There's going to be people that's more concerned about getting married, making marriages, going out partying, clubbing, getting tattoos from head to toe, rapping and throwing footballs and basketballs around. Because when this destruction comes in swiftly, these people are going to get caught off guard, man. The thief shall come like Lord said, I shall come like a thief in the night. Right? So you're going to have those that's not going to pay attention. So when you're talking about panic, these people ain't go panic for shit. They're not in a panic state of mind. Walk outside tomorrow morning, right? Which is what? A Saturday, and see if these people panicking, man. See if these people if they're panicking, if they are panicking about anything, is when it's hoping that they're gonna get their rent paid, hoping they're gonna get their bills paid, hoping they have money for gas to get to work. That's what they're concerned about. They're not concerned about somebody shooting a missile over here. They're not concerned about, you know, terrorist threats and terrorist acts. These people are more concerned about Salakia, you know, the things that's in this world, the things that they believe that they still going to be able to achieve, and that's the American dream, which is done away with, man. Right. So let's finish this off, and then we'll end it from there. So it says, "This is the time not for panic, but for heightened vigilance, given the risks." Way said, and the only ones that got vigilant for these things to come, let's be real, that's the men that's out on the highways and hedges, right? That's your so-called leaders, and those that's building bunkers. They're vigilantly watching these things take place, right? The men on the highways and byways, because these men want this place to be destroyed. We want this place to be destroyed. Right. And Lord willing, we want to see these things come to fruition. Right now, these other people, they're just doing it because when the time comes for this destruction, they believe they're going to come out of hiding and be able to rebuild. Right. So, yeah, we're the vigilant ones. So it says, "This is a time not for panic, but for heightened vigilance, given the risk," Way said. The October 7th Hamas attacks were the deadliest in Israel history, sparking a war between Israel and the group, which has been designated a terrorist organization by the U.S. And European Union. Israel's response in Gaza has resulted in more than 30,000 deaths, according to Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. President Joe Biden has backed Israel, although warning increasingly that its response has been over the top. The intelligence community written report said armed resistance to Israel by Hamas is likely to continue for years, despite Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to destroy the group during its current drive in Gaza. It is likely that the Gaza conflict will have a generational impact on terrorists, the report predicted. The report said U.S. spy agencies assist that Iranian leaders did not orchestrate nor had foreknowledge of the Hamas attack against Israel on October 7th. So I believe that's, let me see. That's it. So that's it, man. Other than that, I'm going to end it from there and say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakaha Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'd like to say Shalom.